What's up, K-Divas, and welcome back to the channel. This is a sew along for this Bubu Kaftan I have on here. Now this piece is made using a PDF pattern that is on the Kimdave store, so I share how to print and assemble and cut onto your fabric using the pattern. It is available in 3 sizes and there is a size chart included, so you get to decide which size suits you the best. So if you'd like to see how to cut and stitch this Bubu together, make sure to keep on watching. The pattern I'm going to be working with is one of many PDF sewing patterns on the store. I'm going to leave a link down below for you to secure yours, and it comes in 2 formats. So you get both the A4 and the A0 version. For the A4 you will need to print 36 pages and the A0 you only need 2 pages. Some key features that this Bubu has is it has a V neckline, pockets on the sides, it's a maxi length and 3/4 sleeve, as well as a relaxed shoulder. The fabric or materials that you're going to be needing include 3 meters of any woven fabric of your choice. I'm using Ankara, this beautiful green print that my mom gave to me, and it's a standard width of about 44 inches. You'll also be needing some iron-on interfacing to give the facing a bit of stiffness. Now I've printed off this pattern in the A4 version, and the front pages include one that has instructions on how to print it, as well as a size guide. There are 3 sizes for you to choose from. I'm going to be working with the medium to large because I just want it a bit more free. You also get like a layout plan to give you a sense of what the pattern should look like once you've connected all your pages. I find this really helpful. It's like doing a puzzle but having something to help you. So I've decided on my size as well as my fabric. There are some fabric options here if you don't know what fabric to work with, and I'm going to be assembling or putting together my pattern. So on a large surface I have my pattern pieces here, but you have to cut it down along these dashed lines. You have the option of actually joining it together without cutting it down, but I just prefer to cut it down around the edges. And once I have each page cut down, then I can kind of glue them or sellotape them together to make the full size pattern. You can do this with a paper scissors, or if you have a guillotine you can also use that technique. Now that took me roughly 30 to 40 minutes, if I'm being honest, like the whole cutting, printing and cutting down. And I'm going in here to actually join all the pages together. It really is like solving a puzzle. So what makes this a lot easier is each page has an alphabet and a number around the edges that would help you know what 2 or 3 or 4 pages go together. So that is another thing that you could look out for. After joining the set of pages, I'm going to go ahead and join the second set, which has the back, the facing, the pockets, and I kind of join them in such a way that I have all the back pieces joined and all the front pieces joined, and then there is like this center or joining point in the middle where the pockets and the facings, both for the front and the back, connect together. Once I have all of my pattern pieces connected, I'm going down to cut the pattern to a ML or medium large, just like the middle size. It is quite comfortable and free, so check out the size guide to decide on which size you would like to work with. Now these are all of the pattern pieces I'm going to be using. There is a front, there is a back, and this whole step of like assembly took me just over an hour. I thought to time this to give you guys a point of reference. I've gone ahead to pin my pattern onto fabric, and I'm adding seam allowance because the pattern does not come with any seam allowance included. I'm adding 1 centimeter seam allowance along the shoulder, along the sleeve edge, the side seam, along the hemline. I actually added 2 centimeters hemline allowance, but because this pattern is cut on a fold, I don't need to add any seam allowance on the center front and the center back edges. So it's important to keep that in mind. Try and use a chalk that would rub off easy or with a wash off easy after you're done sewing, so you have like a clear guide to help you when you're cutting onto your fabric. After cutting out all of the pieces, I'm going in here to fuse some iron-on interfacing on the wrong side of my facing pieces. So this is what the front facing looks like. Because it's a V neckline, the facing neckline is the same, and I'm just going to be ironing the interfacing on the wrong side of the fabric. What the interfacing will do is to help to give the facing a bit of stiffness and body and just more structure, which will help the neckline to lie really nice and flat once this piece is all done. I'm just going in here to cut off any excess interfacing I don't need. Just try and choose an interfacing that matches well with your fabric. I worked with a woven interfacing, and that is something that would work really well for me now. These are all of the pieces you're going to need. You will need one piece for the front and one piece for the back, both cut on a fold. You also need 2 pairs for your pockets, a single piece for the front facing and a single piece for the back facing. With all those pieces cut, it's time to actually go ahead to sew. The first thing I'm doing is overlocking around all of the edges. If you don't have an overlocker, you could do a zigzag stitch along the edges just to secure the edge of your fabric. Because it's woven, there's a high possibility that it would fray as I wear this garment. So once I've overlocked all the edges for my piece, this is my front. I'm going to start with actually sewing up the pocket. I've just put pins here, but they are actually notches on the pattern, so you can notch that with a small scissors, or you can use a chalk, or you can use pin like I've done here. And once I have the pocket pinned in such a way that the right side of the pocket is facing the right side of the bubu for the front, I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back. So find the notch points, notch that with a small scissors or a pin or a chalk, pin down your pocket bag, and I'm going to be sewing the pocket bag to the bubu along the side seam. I'm sewing on a 1 centimeter seam allowance because that's how much seam allowance I added to my pattern. And once I've done that, to ensure that this pocket actually stays on the inside of the garment or inside that seam, I'm going to be sewing on a very narrow edge stitch, securing the pocket bag to the seam allowance on this side like so. This would really prevent the pocket from coming out when I am wearing or when I'm using the piece, and it also makes for a really nice finish when it is done very well. So that's what it looks like. So cool, so clean, and I'm essentially just going to repeat the same thing for all of the different sides. With the pocket bag stitched in place, it's time to proceed to actually join the front to the back of the bubu. So I'm putting right sides together of my bubu pieces that already have the pocket bag stitched along the side seam. The aim here is to sew the shoulder and the side seams, and when you're sewing the side, you would essentially sew, from that top section under the sleeve down around the pocket bag, and then down to the other side all the way to the hemline. That way you are closing up the side seam and you're closing up the edges of the pocket bags as well. So once it's all done, you have your pocket bag inside of the seam along the sides of your bubu. So I'm going to repeat this on the left side and on the right side to ensure both side seams of the bubu is actually stitched in place. Once I'm done with stitching up the side seams, I know I can proceed to overlocking around the hemline or the bottom edge of the bubu as well as the sleeve edge. This you can skip. You can do a double rolled hem if you don't want to do the overlock step like I've done here. So I've overlocked and I'm going into fold one time by about 1 centimeter along the hemline of the bubu. So that's how I'm finishing the very bottom edge of this piece, and it's the same format when it comes to the sleeve edge. So overlock, fold it and stitch. You could also do the method I mentioned earlier on of rolling it twice and sewing, and because it's essentially a straight edge, you don't really have to worry about everything matching or aligning. The final step for finishing up this bubu is sewing up the facing and putting right sides together of the front and the back facing, which has been fused with interfacing to give it some body. And I'm going to be sewing up the shoulder seam, so I have one connected piece that would help me finish the neckline of my bubu. Sewing on a 1 centimeter seam allowance, making my way all the way to the edge. This is what my joint facing looks like. And I'm going to grab my main blue piece that has been stitched everywhere, folded along the sleeve edge and along the hemline, and I'm going to be using the facing to finish the neckline of this piece. So I'm turning it inside out, so I have the right side of my bubu like this, and I'm going to be putting right sides together of the facing to the right side of the bubu, and I'm just starting from my center front edge, pinning it in such a way that when I take this to the machine to sew, nothing is moving around crazy in a way that I don't want. I'm also pinning shoulder seam of the facing to the shoulder seam of my main bubu, repeating this for the left and the right hand side, also pinning the very center back edge. Once everything is pinned in place, I'm going to be sewing in just one continuous stitch, kind of like in a circular format on a 1 centimeter seam allowance, sewing the facing to the neckline of my bubu or kaftan piece. This next step is very important if you want your neckline to lay flat. I highly recommend you notch that very point of the V on the front, as well as notch the seam allowance around the neckline all the way around, because this would just give this particular section of your garment a little bit of room when you fold it inwards for it to lay down a lot flatter. The second tip I would highly recommend you do is you do similar edge stitch, kind of like what we did for the pocket, where you sew the seam allowance to the facing on the facing piece itself. So this is going to be on the inside of the neckline of your garment. So this particular technique just secures the facing on the inside. It prevents it from excessively rolling out while you wear the piece. And when you get to that center front edge, that very point of the V, you leave your needle in, you open everything, pull the seam allowance in the direction you want it to be, and then you just essentially continue sewing. Sew at a pace that you're comfortable with, however fast or however slow that you are comfortable with. Also remember to double check that the seam allowance is still there. And the total make time for me was 3.5 hours. So I'll say this piece takes about 3 to 4 hours, depending on if you are sewing focused or if you are having something to eat. But it turned out really cool. I made this in one afternoon and it's just so comfortable on. I just know bubus are going to be my uniform for the summer because they are comfortable, they are breezy, they are easy to style, they are easy to dress up or down depending on where you're going to. And this particular one in the green is just effortless and really classy. So I can't wait to see your versions of your bubu. Please tag me on social media at Kim Dave Designs. This is my third one and I know it will be my last one. Choose the size that you're comfortable with. I can't wait to see your mix. Like I mentioned earlier on, I'm going to link where you can get the PDF pattern that comes in A4 and A0 format. So choose the one that works for you, choose the size that you prefer, and have fun putting this together. Until my next video, have a good morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are. Bye.